Hey, it's Dr. Sara again, author of The Hormone Cure, Reclaim Balance, Sleep, Sex Drive, and Vitality Naturally with the Gottfried Protocol, also creator of Fast Track Your Hormone Cure. I want to welcome you back to our free video training series. This is video number 2. I want to begin by thanking those of you who watched the first video and took advantage of the free hormone assessment, worksheet, download, and the quiz. I know for so many of you, taking that quiz is a scary step, but it's such an important one, and it can be a real eye-opener, right? Who knew that our hormones could be so all over the place? By the way, if you don't know what I'm talking about, because maybe you missed the first video in the series, go back and learn how to take my hormone self-assessment. Be sure to let me know how you did on Facebook and Twitter. I love seeing how you're doing and hearing about the breakthroughs. In the last video, I shared a little bit of my own hormone story. When I was in my 30s and a bit of a train wreck hormonally, I talked about how for me, hormone balancing became not just a personal mission, but my entire focus as a physician. As I researched my own hormone imbalance, and I realized that there are thousands of other women out there struggling to control their stress, their sleep, their weight for the same reasons that I was. And when I was in my mid-30s, a practicing gynecologist, a new mother, and the wife of a very busy businessman, I never got enough sleep. And when I finally did get a chance to lie down, I would sometimes stare at the ceiling worrying about the next field trip or the mortgage or how my daughters were doing. It was killing me, literally. One of the most important things I've discovered during the process of developing the Gottfried Protocol is the importance of good sleep. This is crucial whether you already sleep well or if you've never slept well. And here's the main point I want you to take away today. You must master your sleep or else you will fall down a hormonal flight of stairs. That's true whether you're 30, 50, or 70. When you master your sleep, that's one of the smartest ways of regulating your hormonal Charlie's Angels, your cortisol, thyroid, and estrogen. And here's why. Nearly every hormone is released in response to your circadian rhythm, your sleep-wake cycle. And sleep tells your body when it needs to regulate the level of cortisol. So when you relax at night and you sleep well and you wake up in the morning feeling restored, your cortisol reaches a peak within 30 minutes of waking up, and that sets off all these other hormones, your thyroid and your estrogen. When you don't do that, when you don't sleep well, cortisol's high in the morning, and that can disrupt the tango between estrogen and progesterone. It can cause your thyroid to slow down, and then you gain weight and slows down metabolism. We don't want that. So what I really want for you to do is to get that restful, restorative sleep every night. So I want to share with you today some of those strategies. And by the way, it doesn't include alcohol or sleeping pills. Maybe you noticed a recent study on Ambien and Lunesta showing that it not only doesn't add much to your sleep, we're talking 20 to 30 minutes, it also worsens your sleep quality. We don't want that. So once I figured out sleep, that it's a major needle mover for me and for all the women that I take care of, I didn't have bags under my eyes anymore. I was able to repair my adrenal glands, those cute little glands in your back that secrete cortisol. And I realized that so many women struggle with their sleep. And I wanted to share with you today some of those simple things that can actually make your wrinkles go away, can make your memory better. It can help you lose a few pounds. If you could do those things, wouldn't you do them in a heartbeat? So I want to share with you some of the sleeping guidelines from the Gottfried Protocol today, and you will get amazing results, just like the thousands of patients who follow me. In this video, I want to share with you a few sleeping myths, as well as advice on how to manage your sleep naturally. So you're also going to get a download down below that allows you to track your sleep. It's my sleep log, and this is going to allow you to get into that super restorative sleep. So let's start off with some of these myths. We're going to do some myth busting. Myth number 1, a little glass of wine before bedtime will help me sleep. Wrong. Alcohol actually sabotages your sleep. Unfortunately, it raises cortisol and it worsens your sleep quality that night. So I find that a lot of people, many of the women who see me will say, Dr. Sara, it just takes the edge off. It helps me transition when I get home. But they don't realize that alcohol is actually robbing their restorative sleep from them. So if you have a sticky relationship to alcohol, I want you to take that on. When I did this, when I started to limit how much I was drinking, it made a big difference in terms of how much I needed to press the snooze button and also how restored I felt in the morning. Sleep myth number 2. I'll just drink a little coffee since I feel tired in the morning and it won't be a problem, especially if I drink it early enough. Wrong. The truth here is that science shows a different story. Even a small dose of coffee at 7 o'clock in the morning affects the quality of your sleep that night. You may not notice it, but your cells do. Who knew? So the whole idea with coffee is that it raises your cortisol, and the way that you burn caffeine is determined genetically. Sleep myth number 3, sleeping pills, they're the answer to everything. Wrong. There are thousands of prescriptions for sleeping pills handed out every year, but here's the thing, they don't work well. A new study shows that they have a 50% placebo effect. We know that they only add a short amount of time to your total sleep. And there's now 3 studies showing that they increase mortality and they're linked to a greater risk of cancer. So I want you to own your sleep cycle, not rely on a prescription. You deserve a full night of restorative sleep and your skin, mood, and metabolism will thank you for it. So don't let imbalanced hormones rule the roost. You're in charge. The Gottfried Protocol gives you the natural, non-habit forming ways to sleep like a baby again. So what are those? Number 1, cut out caffeine. Okay, this isn't surprising, but it's important. Caffeine is a stimulant. If you're having trouble sleeping, cut back. And if you're still having trouble sleeping, then cut it out altogether. Everyone responds differently to caffeine. I'm super sensitive. I am a slow metabolizer of caffeine, so see what's true for you. Now, for some folks, that means you have to go off cold turkey. You don't have to do it that way, but one strategy is to slowly switch to lower and lower levels of caffeine. You can do that with coffee, you can do it with green tea, you can do it with white tea. Here's tip number 2, keep your bedroom cold. We know, especially for women of a certain age, and we're talking 35 to 55 plus, that you need to have your room at 64 degrees for you to sleep your best night's sleep ever. So 64 degrees, the cool part is it helps you save a little money on heat, right? Step number 3, circadian rhythm. I want you to love up your circadian rhythm. And that means that we've got to be more attuned to the light-dark cycles. No more reading that iPad all night long because that blocks your melatonin. You want to make as much melatonin as possible, and that means you want to limit your exposure to the backlight on tablets, on your laptop, after the sun goes down. You may be like Sean Kingston and want to sleep all day and party all night, but when your circadian rhythm is off, you create a bad neighborhood in your body. You increase inflammation, and we don't want that. There are many more sleep tips in my book, The Hormone Cure, and you also have your free sleep log download below. It's preloaded with advice and tips that are effective and natural. Once you start tracking your sleep, noticing your patterns, and applying my treatments, you'll be nodding off in no time. So from all the great sleep, you will be able to rock your mission. Now, after listening to this, you probably have questions, which is why I included the comment section below. Please put your thoughts and questions there and tell me what you learned by watching this video and checking out your sleep log. I want to know where you're at and also help you get to where you want to be as fast as possible, especially when it comes to sleep. So I'll answer as many of your questions as possible. I also want to thank you once more for your time today. I hope you found it valuable. In the next video, I'm going to share some of the information on laboratory testing, where you can see where you're at hormonally and you can really move the needle when it comes to your progress. I'll see you there. And remember to click like if you like this video. I appreciate it. See you next time.